Good evening, and welcome to the Daily Voice, presented by VNN, bringing you today's top 5 Canadian news stories on April 30th, 2025. Let's get started. Premier Doug Ford isn't holding back. After Pierre Poilievre's federal election loss, Ford blamed the Conservative rift on Poilievre's own team, saying his MPs were told not to help the Ontario PCs. The tension boiled over after Ford stayed silent during the campaign, while his own strategist slammed the federal party's approach. Despite backlash from MPs like Jamil Jivani, Ford brushed it off and doubled down, vowing to hold the new Liberal government accountable. As for healing the rift, Ford had a simple fix: just make a phone call. The message is clear: Conservative unity is fractured and Ontario isn't taking the blame. Doug Ford is taking aim at Ontario's judges, accusing them of blocking his agenda and being out of touch. In a fiery news conference, he even floated the idea of electing judges, saying they're unelected and too lenient on repeat offenders. The push comes after courts paused his plan to remove Toronto bike lanes and amid outrage over Ontario's bail system. Ford announced new bail teams, GPS tracking for offenders, and plans to charge them for it. Critics call it dangerous, with civil rights groups warning of US-style politics creeping into Canadian justice. Ford, however, says he's not backing down. President Trump congratulated Mark Carney privately, but publicly, it was business as usual. While officials confirmed a cordial phone call and plans to meet, Trump's team used the day to joke about making Canada the 51st state. His press secretary quipped Trump truthing all the way, while the White House doubled down, saying Carney's win doesn't change the president's vision. Meanwhile, Carney made it clear in his speech, Canada is sovereign, and this election was about rejecting American interference. With trade talks looming, the tone between Carney and Trump could define the next era of Canada-US relations. Alberta just shook up its electoral system with Bill 54, and it's causing a political storm. Premier Danielle Smith's new law brings back corporate and union donations, removes voter vouching, bans electronic tabulators, and lowers the bar for recalls and referendums. Critics say it opens the door to money-driven politics and weakens voter access. The UCP says it's about giving Albertans more power. With donation caps lifted and hand-counted ballots returning, Alberta is heading for a very different kind of democracy. Whether it's reform or regression depends on who you ask. But one thing's clear: this bill changes the game. Justin Trudeau's political story began with hope and nearly ended in collapse. Once seen as the symbol of a new Canada, Trudeau's reign deteriorated into scandals, broken promises, and inflationary pain. From blackface photos to failed climate communication, he lost trust, especially among young voters. His refusal to pivot cost him dearly, turning idealism into elitism in the eyes of many. It took Mark Carney's leadership to save the Liberal brand, but Trudeau's legacy is now a cautionary tale. Charisma fades, and when you ignore the signs, even sunny ways can cast shadows. That's all for today's top stories. Thank you for joining us on The Daily Voice, presented by VNN. Stay informed, stay engaged, and we'll see you next time.